Hello, it is Heather from the Reading Mama, and I am still on my walking pad, but I thought I'd do another update. The Spring into Classics challenge from Sarah Collar this year was so fun, and I know it's supposed to go through April, May, but I did not know that, so I already finished it. So, read a children's classic. For this, I read The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis, and I've talked about this in so many videos now. If you don't know, this is not necessarily the most popular or most notable story, but you're following a young boy who is a slave in the Kellerman peoples, but he is not a Kellerman, and he stumbles upon a Narnian horse who talks. Narnian animals can talk, the sentient ones, and so they make a plot to escape. Along the way, they run into a princess, and they, how am I trying to say this? They run into a princess who is also escaping on a Narnian horse, and adventures ensue. There's a great battle at the end, and per Narnia-esque, you have a lot of lead up, instant battle or major climax moment, and then it's like resolved within 5 pages after that. So I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it better this time than I did last time, but yes, that was my children's classic. Then I was supposed to read a classic novel or novella. I read Of Mice and Men, and I do not recommend it. It is so vulgar, so very vulgar. Short, simple novella. I know it's a classic. I'm gonna give Steinbeck another chance, but it was so vulgar. It takes place in the Depression era. 2 young men, related, brothers, cousins, not really sure, are leaving from one situation because the one man has some mental issues, some disabilities, and there was a misunderstanding between him and the people in charge, and this other man is his kind of protector. He's like, okay, let's get somewhere better. Now he's coaching him, you know, don't say this, don't do this. They get to another farm, everything is going well, and then things go really not well, and then it ends even worse, and I just do not recommend it at all. I also listened to A War of the Worlds, which I don't know if that's old enough to be a classic. It's gotta be, right? War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells tells of an alien. It's read like a radio broadcast, and I listened to one that was by Star Trek characters, which was phenomenal for me, whose father was a Trekkie. But I digress. In the story of War of the Worlds, you have an alien ship that lands, and then you have like the radio broadcasters through the story telling what's going on. So there's battles on the countryside, and then there's this dystopian type thing going on in the world, and it has a lot more in it, but that is the gist of it, okay? And it's very short. Then I did another reread a classic story, so I could have done War of the Worlds or Animal Farm. I also reread Animal Farm. My middle school kids are reading Animal Farm right now, and it's been a while since I read it, so I listened to it to get a refresh. And Animal Farm is Animal Farm. It is a communist treatise, basically saying what is wrong with communism, how it pans out, showing you this is what's happening, but using farm animals to tell you. And my kids are very confused because they're very young reading it, but I do think Animal Farm is a good book, short, easy to read, and it gives you some insight into how propaganda, how authoritarian governments work. So that was that. Watch a classic adaptation. I am currently watching the PBS Count of Monte Cristo. Kind of. I'm not enjoying it. I love Sam Claflin. I love him as an actor. Not loving his Count of Monte Cristo. Not necessarily his part in it, but I'm just not loving how they're portraying certain characters. I got really into the Jim Caviezel Count of Monte Cristo adaptation, and so watching this one is kind of like, meh. And I'm still only like 30% through my reading of Count of Monte Cristo, so there's part of me who's like, I don't want to keep watching because I don't want to know what's going to happen. I want to just read it because I really am enjoying the book. But I digress. And then, let me grab it. And then for read a classic fable or fairy tale, I am reading Grimm's Fairy Tales, and I'm reading it really slowly. I thought I would read this a lot faster, but I am not enjoying it. I don't find them enjoyable. So, and it's not so much the fairy tales, it's just some of them are just so boring or repetitive in their patterns that it's hard to keep getting through them. And also, I'm just not in the mindset for it right now, but I'm continuing faithfully. I've read maybe a fourth of it, and I'll continue reading that, but that's my classic fable or fairy tale. So that's what's going on in my Spring into Classics challenge. Let me know if you've read any classics this month, What classics are you looking forward to reading? And let me know if there's any classics I really should not miss. And thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day.